everyone, and welcome to Behind the Movies, the podcast. My name is Emerald, and I'm your host. Behind the Movies is the program that seeks to understand the thought process, struggles, and experiences of those that work behind the scenes. And today we have with us our guest, international writer, Elijah Ogann. Tinsel, African Magic, UK TV shows and series. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Emerald.
How are you doing today?
How am I doing today? I feel like saying I'm great, but that's going to be cliche, right? I'm doing.
You're doing. Okay, you're doing doings,
Yeah.
You mean.
I'm doing doings.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. So, you have had quite the journey as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
You moved from writing from some of the biggest studios in Nigeria to going to film school in the UK and then going on to write so many TV shows and movies over there. How did that journey begin? How did you find your place as a writer?
Seriously speaking, if I'm to think about my journey, there is no particular pattern or particular preparation that comes to mind. So that my God, I'm not just saying it, is the fact, it's just the way it is. I remember my very first commercial writing was Tinsel. That's my very first. And as at that time, Tinsel was, Tinsel is a big show up to now, but even as at that time, it was major.
Yeah.
So that being my very first, man, I don't know. I remember that time I had this relationship that I was walking away from, and that girl shared something on Instagram as at that time, and it was called for writers. I was just like, I don't write small back now. You understand? Okay, let's just try. And I thought, won't they stone me? I just left my record label at that time, so I was very hungry. And okay, you know what? Anything, I will bring money, come table. So I submitted, and I got this mail that said, are you ready for the next stage? This is Tinsel, the head writer for Tinsel. I'm like, are you joking? That was it, I got it. And after that, Tinsel sort of like exposed me to major proper writing. Okay, and from there, well, you know the way it is. You get to that particular level at that time. Every other person wants to work with you, so it just kept on going like that. Then along the line, London happened. Became scouting for talent. Actually, for my acting and modeling side, it was in writing initially. So when I got to London, when they got me to London based on an actor and a writer for BAFTA, an actor and a model in BAFTA, then of course, questions of you are also a writer came in. That was I started writing all the stuff over there, both in America also. Yeah,
So can you tell us a bit about your experiences in film school as a writer?
It's always great to go for knowledge. Right. I got to London and it was a new environment, and I needed to. So it's like, okay, you're an actor from Nollywood, you're a writer from Nollywood. We have the raw talent, you get, but it's not always enough. You understand? Sometimes they want to see certification and things like that. That forced me to get more knowledge, so I can get certified as a writer abroad. And also as an actor, because I went to both acting school and film school, two different stuff. Okay. So yeah, because of that demand for, okay, we need to see more, that was why I was like, okay, you know what, I need to get more. So that was why I went to film school and acting school. And it was great. Being with people from different backgrounds, being with the caliber of casting directors and the caliber of people behind the scene over there is, don't get it twisted. I feel like Nollywood is one of the best industry in the world. So I feel like, no, that based on what we do, African Magic is for real. Because that's not the way it's done over there. You go through a lot of processes. So being with those people showed me that, okay, fine, it's not like, maybe for Nigeria, they struggle now. You get, but okay, this is my thing. I am great at this. Because I was also pushed to go get rating as a writer in Hollywood. So there's with screenplay, We Screenplays Hollywood #1, arguably #1 coverage service. Now, coverage is they check your scripts to see the quality and to see if it is marketable. You get. And on the first draft of one of my scripts, I was rated top 12% in the world from Hollywood #1. So yeah. So when I go there, I was like, it's a first draft. You get. And when my rating came, the comment on my rating, it scattered my head. So I'm like, I know say I good, but there's a level to this thing.
Right,
You understand? So yeah, so basically that was it.
Well, how have your experiences in life defined who you are as a writer and the kind of stories that you tell?
Experiences in life. Okay, sometimes my experiences in life have they really molded my writing. They have. I tell people, I said, anything you do me, I will make money from you. That's why I tell people. If you slap me now, if you break my heart, if you shoot person, I will make money from you. You know why? Because it tells a story. It will find its way to a script, and I will make money from it. In fact, I will ensure I make money from it. So, growing up, I'm a worry boy. I be a wifey boy, and it was tough. Thank God we're not like, what was the word again? We don't look like what we've been through.
Right.
Right. It was really tough. Growing up was really tough. I don't want to go into the details, but it sort of brought this creative part, this part of wanting to be more. And I feel like every story I touch, not to brag, but I've never had a bad story. How I know? Because most of the time I'm involved in the production of my stories, not as a producer, but as an actor. In fact, I was so good that when I wanted to come into the industry, when I wanted to branch into the acting side, I used my script. I would say, take, you read the script, like, oh my God, this is I say, give me that role. If you don't give me that role, I'm not giving you my script. And the script was that good. And grace of God also. But the script was that good that they rather give me the role than lose the script. So I was like, after you finish reading the story, because you want the story, you give me the role. Like prepared as an actor to ensure that I wasn't just forcing people. Of course, I looked the part, and the story is just amazing. The first person that gave me an opportunity as a writer, Uchenna Mbunabo, as a writer-actor, that was a strategy. He saw the script was amazing. He saw the talent, he saw that, oh man, this guy, wow, it's cool and everything, okay, give me the opportunity. So I've always had that unique touch to my storytelling. And I feel that all what happened to me as a child, all those pushing the boundaries, trying to be exceptional in some kind of way, I feel like they sort of sieved into what I am right now as a storyteller. So yeah.
And do you write while listening to music?
No, I don't. I never do.
So you prefer your silence?
I love music. I do music. So I feel like to be able to cater for different talents, you should be able to detach yourself from like be this person at part-time or be that person part-time. And I'm this kind of person that I can watch a movie while writing. But if it's music, no. I feel like the music part of me will be
distracted.
You understand? Like, come. Like, no. And it's a very strong part. So I watch a movie while writing instead of listening to music. Music distracts me because I would just get carried away. And I don't want that. So you see me, usually I have like 3 screens on when I'm writing. Film, internet, because sometimes I use AI, internet, then writing. get, so I'm writing on this one. If I need to use chat GPT or is it GPT?
Chat GPT.
Okay,
Yeah.
GPT.
Yeah.
You get, so if I wanted to use that chat, if I wanted to use all ethnic AI software I need to use, is open on this one. Why there's a series showing on the screen. That's why I write. No music at all. Music is a distractor for me. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is because I mean movies should be more distracting because they're visual. Like you're seeing the thing while you want to write, but music you're hearing it. And I know a number of writers have said that a specific type of music puts them in the mood of the genre of their film, basically. So it allows them to write. So it's a common thing among writers to use music to write. So hearing that you use movies instead, like how does that even work? Do you watch maybe a film of the same genre to inspire you, or you can't just leave it playing in the background?
Nah, it just plays on and I do my thing. And I'm watching the movie actually. I am. So I noticed something recently because there's a script I'm writing right now. It's a ghetto script, right? And there was this black mafia family. As it is a series on Prime that I was watching, and I saw that for the first time. It felt like it influenced my writing because it's gangster and I'm writing ghetto.
Right.
So I feel like that's the only time that I can say that watching a film sort of like influenced my writing. And I noticed, I was like, why it feels like my characters are my characters are like, why is he speaking like this? I'm like, stop influencing me, you get.
Yeah.
But no. I love movies, you get. I just put on the film. I'm watching the movie and I'm just writing. So the thing about writing is writing for me is a spirit. Yeah, I'm going deep now. Writing for me is a spirit. You don't choose the story chooses you. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, sure so.
The story chooses you. It's the reason I cannot, if you tell me the story you want to write, right? I will give you an idea of what I want to write. Then I'll tell you that this will change. Because when you're writing, the story starts telling you how it wants to be told. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Yes.
The story starts telling you, so in your mind, you wanted to do X, Y, Z. And the story is telling you that WVB, that's what's going to work. You get. So I feel like I'm able to do that because writing for me is not in the surface. So what's happening in that room? So if you put on music at that point in time, it won't distract me. Why? Because I'm already in another world. You understand? I'm in there, in that world. It's when you call my name, I'll get mad at you. You get? Because I remember there was a time myself and my mom, I love her so much. Myself and my mom back then, we used to have a lot of issues because of the way she would just call my name when I'm writing. She had to understand that if it's quiet, if he's in this room for this long, because I can be inside that room for the next 3 days, you get, he's in the process. Call his phone or send a text message. Because if you call me, it's like you are pulling me away from that world. And depending on what's happening in that world, so if at that point in time, I'm writing a character that has anger issues, I will back at you. Later I'll come and apologize. I'm like, oh, sorry. You understand? You get. But I think because I'm not really present in that room. So what's happening in that film is just at the background, really. You get. Once in a while, my mind goes back to the film, and I discover that I end up rewinding a lot. Why? Because I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
I'll come back, I'll rewind. You get? And writing could be very tasking. I think another reason why I do a lot of that is because writing is difficult. To sit down in one position and be writing, and sometimes you have crazy deadlines.
Yes.
You get? And you're like, ugh. I think so. A part of me just put on that film, right? It makes it less stressful. because it feels like I'm entertaining myself while writing. So I zoom off into my writing world. Then when body don't shift, you can't come back, you can't rewind the thing. You understand? You can't watch which one place, then you carry your laptop again and write. You get, so that's my process.
So you've written TV shows and movies for in the UK.
Yeah.
And you've also written as well in Nigeria. I want to know, what is the biggest difference between how they write over there and how much power a script is given to here?
Well, the biggest difference is the money. It's pounds mate.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, I do writing internationally because of the pay. The money is better. US is in dollar, UK is in pounds, and it does a lot for me in my life. but the bad thing about them is they like drafts. The writing, I think the last script I wrote was 6 drafts. And to some people, that's a joke.
Right.
Like it's normal. Drafts are normal. I remember when I got my rating and they sent it over to me, they were like, it doesn't happen in the first draft. It's normal. Like 10 drafts is not a problem. So you have a lot of drafts. That's just the problem. The work is harder for them because so for instance now you write your first draft. There's a tendency that 9 professionals will go through that script and everybody will bring their feedback. So after you don't write your script finish, they're not saying go school. How they're saying go school, say when people bring their feedback, you have to go through every feedback. There are times you have script meeting when you have to defend your stance. You understand, like, no, this is what I think. And people go back and like, okay, makes a point. Then you go back, you make a second draft based on what you've said. And after you make that second draft, maybe that's when people discover this or that. So it's a longer process with them. It's not challenging, it's just that it's longer. They take their time. Then research. As a writer, whether Nigeria or UK or US, you're supposed to be able to research. Like it's the first thing. So a lot of research. I think for them is way more research. For us, you also research. So you have to be up to date. Your software, you have to be updated with technology, things that make your work easier and all that at that level. It doesn't mean that at this level you shouldn't. I mean, as a writer, you're expected to be always ready, whether you're writing for this or that. But for theirs, it's a bit more demanding than us. So basically that. Then of course the story. So the thing about me writing for that, for BAFTA and Hollywood is that, so most of the time the stories that come to me are African angle stories. You feel? So I remember there was one story that came to me that they were looking for, an African angle. The story went through 4 writers. They couldn't get it because these guys are not Africans.
Right.
And when it came to me, poof, and they were like, what? Of course. So most of my stories are about a white family that experienced an African angle and all that. So these stories come to me. And so it's not so far from the stories that I might tell here. However, I feel like it's more interesting because you're merging cultures together to create a story. So I usually look forward to those works. The pay is good, the story is challenging and refreshing. You do more research, you get better. It doesn't mean you don't get better here. Talking about here. So I came back, I've not been able to write a YouTube story. And me writing acting is what I do because with writing acting, I ensure the quality of stories I make. Especially because if you have an international reputation to protect, you don't just want to jump into anything. So I rather write my story myself and say, producer, do the story and feature me in it. That way I control. It's better for me. I've tried with YouTube and for some reason I've not been able to write a YouTube story. Now I met a producer recently that told me that it's not so different from TV. I said, I can write TV story. But then I discovered something. There was a producer that called me he wanted me to, so somebody referred him. They said, oh, I'm looking for a great writer. And they said, oh, there's this guy that's very good. And this guy, and I like, my process is, if I write, I act. You understand? And it was like, yeah, you know this, that, that. And he said 80,000 naira, that's what he pays his writers. And I got angry. I was pissed.
80,000 naira?
Yeah, I was very pissed. I was like, I'm sure the person that made the reference told you who I am. I'm nobody, but at the same time, come on, give this craft some kind of respect.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell me boldly that you pay your writers 80K? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I discovered that some producers in the YouTube space, they don't know what quality script is. They don't know what quality script is. Because what is happening in the YouTube space right now is that Asaba, Enugu, I'm not saying those people don't make great movies, that's not what I'm saying. Because I respect every producer or storyteller and their craft. They have their angles they're coming from. Some of the things they do, I can't do them. I'm just saying Asaba, Enugu, Abuja, Lagos, merged together. You get, that means there is an Omoniboli, you get, there is a Chukuma, Chukuke, there is an infiltration of people that they want to do film and the ones that don't want to do film. So sometimes when you give somebody that want to do business,
right?
Not they don't want to do film, they want to do business.
Right.
So sometimes when you give your well-articulated film script to a businessman that is not really interested in the film process, they don't know what to do with it. You get, because at that point I'm like, why are not fee, right? YouTube. First of all, my price is high. Yeah, to be high. Excuse you.
Of course.
I paid millions for this stuff. You get. Then it feels like when they pick the script, maybe they just get headache. Because you are so detailed. You're writing as a professional. Whereas when you go on set and you see the script they have most of the time, director will they adjust, actor will they adjust. You understand that the format first will give you headache. So sometimes you just separate yourself. The writer in you just dies. And the actor in you just take the script and do what you want to do with it. You get. So at that level I've not been. So Nigerian market the dynamics is very different from over there. I was working in mainstream over there, you get, but here there's YouTube, there's TV, there's Netflix, the money they different. Writer not be writer. You understand? Like somebody asked me, a particular Feyi asked me that, she said she's a writer, and I asked her, are you a writer? It's because of, there are people that claim to be writers. You know what you did in school back then when you did comprehension and essay?
Yes.
That's what they do. You get, they just take scripts, carry Microsoft, start to write, put the scene, write dialogue, give you maybe shoot. You understand? So I think the dynamics here and the dynamics over there is not really the same. I'm still, even me as a writer in Nigeria, I'm struggling with the YouTube space because not everybody understands quality in that space. Over there, everybody understands quality. At least everybody I've worked with. So yeah.
So what is one of your scripts that if you had a chance you would redo the whole thing, and why?
No script like that. I don't want to brag. So the thing is that it's not because all scripts are perfect. It's because that's at the time you wrote a particular script, there was why to it. There was a reason to it. And the reason to it can never change. So something happened. There's a script I wrote back then, Twice Shy. It's about is about, what's it called now? Sickle cell. Twice was talking about sickle cell, but it was the angle of love. In the sense that why would I want to go into a relationship with somebody and the person would have to walk with me through this crisis? So because of that, I'd rather not be in a relationship. That was Twice Shy. Dear Diary was the pain of being a sickle cell warrior. You get that particular pain. I want to end it. I want to stop living. Basically, that's the story. You get written at two different times. You feel message two different things. You get. I loved writing Twice Shy. The production was amazing. It did so well. Dear Diary is yet to be produced. You get. But I don't think there is a better yesterday. At the same time, I don't think there is a better today. You get. When what was written, there was a why to it. I feel like the cosmos at that point in time wanted to pass a message. And that message was for that point in time. You get. So I don't go, oh, I should have written better. Then sometimes, of course, the filmmaker and you can say that, I wish this story wasn't produced this way. I get that a lot. In fact, I remember there was one time I had to go to Ghana to go mourn two of my scripts. Right, because after shooting the script, I was not satisfied with what the producer did. You get. They did their best. But I had more expectations. And I think that helped me mold my expectation with what I do versus the industry. I remember I went to Ghana. I was very mad. I was heartbroken. So I went to Ghana. You get. So yeah, there's no better writing, maybe better production.
What do you have a favorite script? I mean, if you don't have a least favorite, you have to have a favorite.
There are new every morning. Just like the faithfulness of God. I have favorites, not one particular one. I have stories that, like the stories that got me top 12% is not being produced. That's special to me. I've not shown that script to any producer I want. Because I want to do it myself. So there is a level of attachment to that script. Now there's another script that's equally mad. I've not shown any producer. I just kept it to myself. Like, no, leave it alone. So there is no favorite because each of the scripts tell a particular story. I love the stories you get where they are going to, but it doesn't make it more important than the last one or the one that is coming. I have attachment to certain stories because of maybe their value. You understand? It's not because this one is well written than the other one. So there is no favorite. Stories will come and stories will go. It's just that we just pray that when we execute certain stories, when we write certain stories, we should get maybe the producer that is as daring as the story is to say, okay, you know what, let's go all the way. So I think at the end of the day, it's not about favorite, it's about looking out for your favorite producer, if that makes sense. It depends on who is going to write it, who's going to tell that story in a film at the end of the day. You can, so no favorite.
So as you became more and more of the writer that you are today, were there any scripts or movies along the line that influenced how you perceive certain stories?
Yeah, movies actually influence a lot. Movies have not influenced me directly to say I want to write a story like this particular movie. No. It just sometimes you sit before a movie and the writer in you is just analyzing that movie and everything, and you're like, it all boils down to the production at the end of the day. You're like, I would like my story to be produced in this kind of way someday. You understand? I love dialogues.
Mm.
I love good dialogue. So I could be like, I'll be laughing. People won't understand why I'm laughing. It's because the dialogue they do me something about body. You understand? And you want to write witty dialogues and sweet dialogues like that. You get. But in terms of storyline, no story has ever really told me, influenced me to say that okay, I want to write something like this. No, it's just the production, the dialogue. It's just you studying the film. Like okay, for instance, now I do a lot of reading. I read scripts a lot, especially the Oscar scripts. Yeah, so I go for Oscar story. Jordan P is one of my best writer ever. I go to see how they wrote, how it was on script versus film. It's part of the learning, improving process. I take, okay, maybe this film won best screenplay. I go to see the script and why, what made it so spectacular. You get, of course. So it influences my processes, not processes and quality, not story per se. You get. That's the answer to your question.
Yeah. So how do you narrow down the premise, the basic idea and overall theme of each of your scripts?
Sometimes the premise happens while writing. Sometimes. Sometimes you have what you want to write about before you start writing. Sometimes you don't. There was a story I wrote once, Francis, that's the title, and I just wanted to write about somebody that's sad. You get. So at the back of my mind, I'm just like, write about sadness. That was it. It's not a premise per se. It's an objective. You get. Then it was when I started fading, interior, I didn't know where I was going to. I just know say sadness good day. So what I did was I started with this guy. Chidimokeme actually played that role. This guy killed his son and the mother of his and his wife. That was how I started the story. As at that time I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that was very sad. He killed the son, killed the mother of his wife, and was crying. It was sad, objective. Okay, where would they take her from? Where would they take her go? You get. I discovered that that's the end of the movie actually. But I started with it. That was the beginning too. So after I did that, then I was like, okay, what's going on here? What's the story saying that I should do? That was when the story started speaking to me. Do this. Before you know what's going on, after the first act, I had a premise. An emotional guy, sensitive guy that loves his wife so much, but his wife is still cheating on him with the ex. You get. And she wanted to run away with the guy. She sold his property and things like that. She took his child and ran away. And he started looking for them. You get. And because the person this woman is with is a violent person, he had to get a gun. You understand? And the struggle and everything, wow, that was how it happened. You understand? But it started with, I just wanted to sad. You get. Then there are stories that you say that, okay, I want to write about sickle cell. I want to write about what sickle cell warriors are going through. You understand how if you were to be a sickle cell warrior and the crises are different, they react differently to different people. What about if your case is the extreme case? What about if you are in a family that your mom is dead, she died from sickle cell? You get there is a boardroom where for you she puts a board behind a board of trustees that you can't get certain privileges unless you do certain things to stay healthy. How would you feel? You understand? And it brings that story out. So basically it depends on how the story comes. You get sometimes it comes with that premise, sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, when you have finished writing, I think my writing process takes 3 stages. First of all, I just tell the story. if you read my script at that point in time, you'll be like kindergarten writing videos. Then the second refinement and the third refinement. I know that at the third refinement, I now have a premise. You get boy meets girl, and when boy meets girl, girl wanted tom tom. Boy said, you know what? How about if I make my own kind of tom tom? You understand? So I know that no matter where it leads from or lead to, at the end of the day, wherever that premise. But it's not usually the premise that starts the story. Sometimes it will just be an objective.
This was such an intriguing. I think I've learned quite a lot from everything that you had to say. And it's also quite interesting just seeing like the dynamics between how things are done over there and here. I mean, over here, if you ask a writer for more than 3 drafts, it's like, what exactly do you need?
Including me.
Because we see that's too much, to be very honest.
But money is not good.
That's one. I mean, they're paying too little for a big chunk of your intellectual property.
Exactly.
And then sometimes they're even like over demanding. Like, I need this thing done, da, 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 da. And it's the minor things. So it's not even like they're actually asking for a draft. They just want you to edit. Oh, okay, make this person from this state instead from this state. Change her name to this. Do this. I want her to be pregnant instead. Add a child. Like, they're adding those little minor corrections, and it can be quite vexing when they do that over and over and over and over again. Which, and I'm pretty sure over there, they don't, if they're going to tell you, I need another draft, they're going to specify all of the information that needs to be refined.
Yeah, it's a whole meeting before a draft comes through.
So, I think it's been really, really interesting and just educative. And I'm really, really thankful that I was able to have you on this show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm pretty sure our viewers also would have learned quite a lot from an accomplished writer such as yourself.
I learned from them too. Comment section.
We will see in the comment section.
Section rather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so before we close the session though, I would like us to play a little game.
Oh, for real? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what game that?
So you know rock, paper, scissors?
What's that?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Do I? Yeah. Do I? Well, let's start
No,
the game.
you can't tell me you don't know rock, paper, scissors. How many people don't know rock, paper, scissors?
I've met the game before, but I've not played the game before.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I have not played it before.
You've not played it before.
Real, yeah.
But you know.
Of course I never.
You're into play.
People sort of like play, but I'd be quite cool. That's the way I play. Just that's on the lighter note. I be ghetto boy. I didn't grow up with. Actually, I be OG. Okay, I might not be even up to 30. I'm joking. It's just that I don't know why. For some reason, I never played that game. So you want to teach me?
Weird. Yes.
Okay, no, let's bring it up.
So when we play the game, whoever loses has to pick one of those papers in there and do what's on it.
Alright.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
Rock, paper, scissors. I won.
You
Pick
won.
a paper.
How did you
I
win?
won.
I don't understand.
Rock, smashes, scissors. You played scissors.
I beg, wait. This is the first time I've played that.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
I don't understand. Things don't come with manual. It comes with the manual. Yeah, for real. I mean, there's a demonstration. So you just demonstrated. Now let's play the game. You will win again. Don't worry. Let's play the game.
It's a juror that
It's them what now? For Christ's sake now. It's them or it's manual.
Kill.
Okay, let's go. Rock, paper, scissors.
I don't trust you.
Okay, let's go. For rock, paper, scissors. I won.
It's a juror that you did.
I don't know.
You cheated actually.
What's that? A juror? What does it mean?
It's cheating.
For real? Cheating?
Yeah. You cheated.
So what are you supposed to do?
Let's see. Tell us 2 truths and 1 lie about yourself and have the other person figure it out.
Okay, 2 truths. Why does this look like boom boom bio?
Okay, so I like drawing. I like swimming. And I like skipping. Which is the lie and which is the truth?
You're a creative person. You probably like drawing.
Okay.
You don't like drawing.
No, I'm saying okay. So that's one truth. So you have one more truth and one more lie.
Skipping. You don't look like someone that like exercise.
Hey, God.
I feel like production gives you a lot of workouts already.
I've been insulted on this set.
Like swimming. Swimming
Good.
looks like something you would like because it feels like after you're stressed, you want to relax. You look like that kind of person that likes spa treatments.
See,
I love
overlove spa treatment,
but you don't like swimming.
I like swimming, so you'll learn.
I was right.
No, you were not.
I was right.
You said I like skipping.
Do you like skipping?
I like skipping. I like swimming.
Oh.
Because I almost drowned once, and I haven't figured out how to swim yet.
So you like swimming,
now,
but just like you've not figured it out.
Not necessarily. I don't really go in the water, to be honest. Yes. But I skip like on a daily basis. So I do like skipping.
So it's 1-1.
Yes.
It's 1-1. I did lose.
You still lost. You
It's 1-1. What I say? Whoa, I bet park
we will be outside.
If not to say the fear water, we can go like that.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm honored to have you on the show. So everyone, this is the Elijah Ogann.
Yes, ma'am. One and only.
Tell us everything you guys learned in the comment section, and we'll see you same time, same station next week. Bye.
Bye for now.